everyone, it's Jen. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be making this project right now. It's the faceted gift bag. To do that, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 11. It's important to note that the project from top to bottom is the 11-inch side. So if your paper has a certain orientation or pattern, you'll just want to be aware of that. On the 8.5-inch side, which are the sides of your project, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 4.5. And then we're going to turn the paper, and the top of your paper is going to be on the left-hand side. And we're going to score at 1 inch and then at 9 inches. So the right-hand side is the bottom of your paper, left-hand side is the top of your paper, and that is important. Now, we have to do a little bit more scoring. What we're going to do is we're going to turn the paper so that the bottom of the project is at the top of the scoreboard. And you already have several score lines here. What we want to do is we want to score just to the previously scored line at 2 inches. And we're on the 8.5-inch side. And we want to go down to the 6-inch mark and make a score line just to that previously scored line. Now we're going to make a few more score lines as well, but we're not going to use the scoreboard for that. What you want to do is grab a straight edge. I'm going to use my ruler. And right here are the partial score lines that we made. We're going to connect these corners. This corner here, we have this corner here, and then this corner over here. Okay, and I actually made a template of this. I'm going to pop that photo on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about, and I'm going to go ahead and keep scoring. So what we want to do is come to this corner, and we're going to bring it down here to that partial score line. And essentially we're making a triangle. We're going to go up here in this corner. We're going to meet in the middle down here at this score line. Just like that. Going to go over here and do the same thing. This corner down to the middle, and then this corner down to the middle. So basically you have a front and a back, and then you have a triangle in each of those sections. Now there's only a small part we have to cut away, and that's just down here on this bottom, and it's a very small little rectangle. We'll just cut it out. Now we're going to go ahead and score or reinforce these score lines. I'm going to go ahead and do all of our straight lines first. So all the ones that we scored with our scoreboard. You don't really have to burnish the top one that much because that is kind of what helps your box stay closed on its own. This has no closure whatsoever on it. It does it on its own. So that's one of the features I really love about this project. Now once we have all those regular score lines folded, we're going to take and we're going to fold our paper so that we can get into the diagonal score lines and just kind of fold in on those. And now that's done. Now this flap over here is what's going to bring everything together. Before we put adhesive on that, let's go down here to the bottom. And we're going to cut all these flaps apart. Now I'm going to notch in on these score lines to eliminate the bulk on the bottom of the project. So all I'm doing is notching in on all of those tabs. Now what we'll do is, this is the tab that brings everything together. I'm going to take my score tape. I'm going to place it along that score line of the tab and kind of lay it flat like this. I can bring this over and it all should fold up on itself, and it does. That's great. So you could actually make these ahead of time and leave them flat, and then whenever you needed a gift or whatever, you just pop them back up and you can, apply the adhesive to the base and your project is finished. So what I do is where I brought everything together, the crease, if it's really prominent, which this one isn't, but my crease is right here, I'm going to make it so that this is the front, okay? So this flap here is going to be my front flap. I'm going to fold in these first, fold in that back flap, and put my adhesive right here on what I'm calling my front flap. So that's together. And then I can take my corner rounder, round these corners, the edges. It's kind of thick cardstock, so trying to get it into the corner rounder, going through several different layers. It's not wanting to do it very well. Just going to help it a little bit with my scissors. There we go. So those corners are rounded. So now basically the project is done. You can embellish it however you want. This could be for, you know, boy, girl, whatever. And like I said, I really love it because it stays closed by itself. Now on these two projects, I used the extra thick cardstock, the 110 pound, and I really like it for something like this, especially with these defined score lines right here. It's really heavy duty and it holds things together, and it makes it just a little bit more sturdy on top to make sure this stays closed by itself. But you could use regular cardstock as well. So I'm not going to finish this one out right now. When I decide who I'm going to give it to or what occasion, I'll go ahead and finish it out. But right now, that's the project for the day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.